people have a hard time with this when they're talking about the law of attraction. It's like, well, everything good I'm attracting, but everything that's fucked up somebody else did to me. It can't work that way. Everything you've done is leading you to where you are now, and if you want to be somewhere different, you have to do different things today. I've been doing a lot of conversation lately about mindset and overarching ideas and principles, but today on the live, I really just want to get back to the nitty-gritty basics, the day-to-day actions and things that create our best life. Yeah. So we're gonna let some people come in. What is up, T? How you living? I know you have an amazing day. I'm gonna let some people filter in. We're gonna do a little live action today. We're gonna talk about getting back to the basics. I'm outside right now, and I'm big chilling on. Well, really, I was about to start working on my furniture piece here. And I'm working on. And we're hanging out. Mario, what's good, baby? My boy Braden, what's good? I'm about to get working on this little dresser set here that I'm working on. I'm gonna do silver handles. Just painted it blue. And yes, we're having a brilliant day out here in beautiful Los Angeles. The sun is shining. The wind is blowing. And we're having a good day. We're having a good day. We're doing our part. And today, that's what I'm going to talk about, too. What I always talk about. How to have a good day. We're going to talk about a good day today. Oh, it is great out here, my man. It is great, bro. Living the dream, as they say. Living the dream. What's up, Roy? Hey, Brandy, I see you. Eli, my mans. All the gang up in here. What's good? Hey, Braden, just chilling, bro. So today, talking about the basics, folks. Talking about the basics. I've been talking a lot lately about philosophy. I've been talking a lot about big ideas, about mindset principles, and things like that. But as I've been talking to a lot of people recently in DMs and coaching sessions and things like that, just people in general, I'm realizing a lot of us are having a hard time right now with big overarching ideas and concepts because our micro world, meaning everything that we're experiencing on a day-to-day, is very hectic and chaotic. And so when you're in a state of ultra stress, it's really hard to contemplate and deal with higher level thinking ideas, right? So today, I want to talk a little bit about just fucking getting into the basics of the situation, you know what I mean? Like the nitty gritties of what it takes to have a good day out here, you know, or what I think to have a good day out here. You know, it's not really about, you know, some people were pointing out when I was showing the weather that the weather is beautiful, but a nice day doesn't create a nice weather day doesn't create a nice good day for you. You know, those things don't usually add up, or they're not automatically going to add up, right? So really a good day comes from within ourselves. We decide to have a good day. I've seen people have great days in the rain. I've had people have great days with cancer. I've seen people have great days in all types of different scenarios and situations. You know, I've seen poor people have good days. I've seen rich people have great days. I've seen all types of people do it. So it really doesn't have anything to do with our external circumstance that's creating our mood today. You know, a lot of people are like, man, 2020 got me fucked up. No. 2020 ain't got you fucked up. You got you fucked up. 2020 is just doing whatever the fuck it was going to do regardless, right? You know? And so as we're dealing with a lot of stresses today and we're dealing with a lot of things that are going on, I want to bring us back to the basics and remind you guys, give you a couple more tips and tricks and just things you can do on a day-to-day to keep yourself well-grounded. You guys saw I got a little lost on it yesterday, and that happens sometimes to some of us. We get lost in the sauce, as they say. You know what I mean? You get sucked up into too much of the drama, too much of life and things outside of yourself and your direct control, and that starts to create a lot of anxiety and stress for you. Anytime a human being is in a situation where they don't have control, right, where they feel like they're lacking control in a certain situation, that causes stress immediately. You feel like you're under some type of threat or danger if you lack the control to protect yourself or have a good day, right? You know, these things really weigh heavy on our minds. Hey, much love, Elisa. I appreciate you tuning in. Gang, you know what I'm talking about, girl. You've been having a great days. I be watching your stories. I'm like, man, she's been having a good day. Man, you guys y'all a power couple, man. I be watching y'all. I be like, man, come on, Jessica, we gotta be like them. Not be like them, but capture that essence for ourselves. That's what I mean. And so, but nonetheless, guys, I think that those are two different ideas, right? When I talk about mindset and when I talk about ideas, right? That's your state. So when you look at life and what creates you and your good day or lack thereof of a good day, it's going to be a combination of your thought process, your state of mind, and what you're doing that day or what you haven't done or been doing to cultivate that state of mind. But those two things seem to go correlation. The reason I am so much about grind gang and like being productive is not because I think you should make a lot of money and that, you know, the more you do and make, the more money you'll make and that'll make you more happy or something. That's not where I'm at with it. Humans by nature are productive animals or productive little machines. It's so impossible for us to do nothing. We always want to do something or be engaged in something. The idea of people are like, I just want to lay in bed. Yeah, for a little while, but then you want to watch some TV and you want to like eat some snacks, but you want to do something. And a lot of times when we're discouraged from doing things, it's not because we don't want to do anything. It's because we don't want to do those things. You know? I like when I look at school and they're like, "Yo, you're so smart. You need to apply yourself." I'm like, I know I'm smart. Why the fuck am I applying myself to this shit? I don't care about this. I don't care about math and all these whatever you're trying to talk to me about. I saw no importance to it to me, so I didn't apply myself. But damn, I bet you when I got out of school, man, and I got interested in all this stuff, philosophy and psychology and positive mindset and just success, when I started getting into stuff like that, I couldn't stop learning. I could not stop doing it, you know? And there was the difference in the sense of I was doing something I loved as compared to doing something I loathed. So that's mindset, but doing things that you loathe over and over and over and over, right, creates a very negative, dysfunctional mindset, and vice versa. A very dysfunctional mindset will continue to do things that they loathe, right? And it puts you into this nasty little spiral. So when I talk to people and they say I have anxiety or I have, you know, depression or I'm upset or I'm nervous or I'm not winning out here, I say, okay, well, if you want to gain control of that today, you can change your mindset, which we've talked a lot about in the last couple weeks about changing our mindset, right? You can change the way you're seeing and viewing your situation. You don't have to change the weather. You could just change how you feel about rain. And instead of thinking that rain is like this detrimental bad thing, you're like, oh, it's gloomy outside, so I'm in a bad mood. Hope you guys can hear me. My street be loud sometimes. You don't have to change the weather. You can change the way you think about it. But we talked about that. So today I do want to talk about your actions. What we do on a day-to-day basis is the the reality creating mechanism of manifestation. You know, all day you can think positive thoughts and feel positive emotions, but all those things are strictly within you. Like they don't have any type of benefit to the outside world or to anything. You have to type to create those into reality so that they can benefit you in reality and benefit everybody else as well. So that only happens through action. Only happens through action, right? All these ideas I have in my mind, they help me, but they won't help you until I put them into action. So I do something with them. I apply them in some way, right? Even having knowledge doesn't help you unless you apply it in some way, right? Doesn't matter if you know the secrets of the universe and every fucking goddamn formula from here to Timbuktu if you're not doing anything with it. It doesn't really matter. Some would even say to know it and not use it would be to not know it at all. So it's always going to come down to your actions. What you're doing today is shaping your reality. If you're broke today or poor today or sad today or whatever, any type of weak vibration, right? You got to start understanding that that is in your control. It is the things that you've done up until this point that leads us to where we are, for good or bad. People have a hard time with this when they're talking about the law of attraction. It's like, well, everything good I'm attracting, but everything that's fucked up somebody else did to me. It can't work that way. Everything you've done is leading you to where you are now, and if you want to be somewhere different, you have to do different things today. And it seems simple, but a lot of people don't. You know, I talk to a lot of people and they say, man, I'm really frustrated, and I'm really anxious or nervous or whatever, but they don't do anything to take care of themselves, you know? Like, your body needs good food, it needs sleep, it needs attention, you know? You have to do things in order to put it in a good working state. And if you're not doing those things, you can't expect 1 plus nothing to equal 2. You feel what I'm saying? So even if you have the most positive mindset in the world, but you do nothing on a day-to-day basis, you're not going to exceed that equal the reality in which you're looking for, and vice versa. So today, like, your habits are so important, guys. Your habits are so important. The fact that, like, why I talk about spirit, mind, and body, those are habits that I have. They're not just ideas. They're habits, and those habits create me, my mindset, and the person that I am. Once that mindset has been created, then that gives me the strength, the willpower, the discipline, the motivation, all the things that people say that they're looking for, the character, the mind. You're looking for a state of mind. Once you've built that state of mind, then that gives you the power to go do things that are really difficult for you, or uncomfortable, or work more even after you've already done your whole job, right? So you might work for an 8-hour shift, but you want to build your own business or write your own book. And so you got to find some way to come home and find more energy than that to write the book and to, you know, apply to that. Most people don't have that energy to apply, right? But that's because they're not taking daily actions to develop that level of energy, you know? And so as I talk to people and I try to help people to change their life or to see a better life for themselves or improvement in certain areas and different things, the one thing that really I see people get bound up is, like I said, they want all the change and they want to be different, and they like, I'm listening to the mindset and I'm watching Rod's videos and I've read the books and you're taking in all this information and ideas about the state of mind that you should be in, whether it's good or bad, guys. If you're taking in the news, that's affecting your state of mind, right? If you're taking in audiobooks, that's affecting your state of mind, okay? So, but either way, like you said, you've built that state of mind, and then now you will manifest from that state of mind. So if you're a low energy, low vibration person right now, and you're trying to do high vibrational things, you're gonna find it really difficult. Whereas if you build yourself into a high vibrational being, then all these things that seem like they're a lot, like people look at me and they're like, well, you do so much. I really don't do that much, you know? It seems like that if you're not doing a lot, but when you're used to doing a lot, I'm really not, you know? This is my normal reps, as they would say. But I wasn't born this person, and I try and really encourage people on that idea because it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating that I can look back at 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, look at myself and say, damn, I'm completely different. My life is different. I get different results out here. And all of that started from doing something different on a day-to-day. Yeah, at first I had to learn all these ideas. I had to learn about the law of attraction. I had to learn about positive mindset and the way I was using my language and my body, all these things. I had to learn that. But even after you know that the way you use your language will determine how your reality is, you still have to use your language correctly, you know? So you still have to come out on a day-to-day and practice the ideas. And this is where I see people get lost. Like I said, they want all that. They want all the adventure and the excitement and the fun, but they don't want any of the danger. You know, we want all the rewards and the blessings from a fit body or being in shape and being healthy, but we don't go do the action. Right? And for better or worse, and people say, well, I can't motivate myself and I can't figure out how and this and that. That's the struggle. That's the struggle. The struggle, like either the struggle today is how do I overcome that, or the struggle is how do I live paycheck to paycheck. You see what I'm saying? But neither one of those things change until you do something different, whether you go and you get a different job or you get the degree or you start your own business or whatever you're doing to elevate yourself in some way, learning, growing, running faster. I don't care. However you're developing yourself. But you have to be in that. You're going to have to either do the work to develop yourself or you're going to have to do the work of dealing with an undeveloped self, right? A self that lacks skills or lacks the mindset or lacks the discipline. That those things still weigh on people. And today I posted a picture of a man who, I live in this apartment, it's beautiful, and he lives right down the street on the corner here. and he lives in this tent. And this tent's badass, bro. He's got a bench out there. I mean, they got a whole system. I'm pretty sure they got shit buckets and stuff. And they got he's got a shade tent over his tent. I seen homies come out, like they'll be hanging out there and shit. So, I mean, this man living a life just like you and me. Just like you and me. But he's choosing to do it out there on the street. Or not, whatever. We'll say, well, but he's out there on the street. I'm right across the street. I used to be that guy, so I know what it's like to live on that street. So, you know, he's choosing that life. The only reason I know is because, like I said, I used to be on the street and I'm not on the street anymore. So, and the only thing I'm saying is I changed my choices. So he's choosing that. Is that an easier life than mine? Like, it was really difficult to change all of my choices and my actions and my mindset and do all that work to get to this person. But is it any harder or easier than living on the street? But people act like that's like this dude's taking the easy route because he doesn't want to get a job. That is not the easy route. Living paid poor is not the easy way. Okay, so let's not get it there. But it's hard to get rich too. Being rich ain't easy either. I mean, sure, if somebody handed it to you, but then look, you still got to deal with the fact that you've never developed yourself as a person. So you can have a pile of money and still not know what to do with it or still not be happy, right? So in the end, like I said, it's these actions day to day that are creating that man's reality. And that's how I know. It's not like he's just sleeping on this. This man's got a tent. A couple tents. He's worked. He said he had to spend money or find those tents. They had to accumulate all that. Dude, not to mention you have to find a place to make that happen because at any given time, the city can come and just kick you off your curb and you got to find a whole new curb. That is not an easy choice. That requires a lot of work. I see these people dragging their shit down the road. Bags of that shit. Does that look easy to anybody? Or does that look any less work than developing yourself to a point where you don't have to do that? No, it's the same. It's the same, right? That's my point. You're gonna do the work today regardless. And that's where mindset comes in. But my point is, after the mindset, after all that, it's always gonna come down to brass tacks. It's always gonna come down to these two fucking hands and these eyeballs and this mouth and this little body machine. And you gotta come out here and use it in a way that is going to see benefit for you in the future. Right? It's the only way. Like I said, you don't work out and you say, well, that's just whack, whatever. I don't care how I look or whatever. I don't care. I'm decently healthy. What goes in your body, you're made of that shit. Right? Like the food that goes into your body, you literally turn that into new blood cells, new skin, hair. All these things are constantly growing and dying on you, and you use food, your body converts that food into energy and you get to run yourself. So you're literally becoming the food you eat. But we act like that has no bearing on me whatsoever. Like that I can eat the shitty shit, the fatty shit, the disgusting shit over and over and over, but that won't affect my mood. Or that won't affect my energy level. I'll still have all this amount of, right? It doesn't add up. And that's the thing about math and logic and about these things that I'm talking about reality. Reality is ones and zeros, right? It's all just, it has to add up. It has to be what they call in spirituality, like the law of cause and effect. Things don't just magically end up this way. The tree doesn't just fall from the sky and land in the dirt perfectly grown and ready to produce fruit. It has to grow. It has to take on the arduous, difficult process of waiting for rain and turning that rain into fucking tree shit. You see what I'm saying? Like it has to sit there and soak in the sun. It has to take its time and to do that thing, to go on that journey, to create that in reality. And so is your life too. You can have all the positive vibes in the world, guys. I see it so many times. I see people with these great dreams and they believe in their dreams and they believe in themselves and they believe in me and everything else. And I'd be like, well, why are you struggling today, right? Like, why are you sitting here talking to me about you ain't got enough money or you don't got enough love or you don't got enough whatever you think you don't have enough of? And then it's like, because they're not doing anything. I said, well, you know, you're broke today. When's the last time you tried to sell anything? Oh, I don't know anything about that, you know? I haven't taken those actions. And so it's not the mindset, it's the actions. Eventually you're gonna have to take the actions. And I talk to so many people, you know, it's like fear, right? As I've begun my coaching practice, what I've learned is 90% of people are gripped by fear. And I was gripped by fear as well as I look back at my old self. So I know it's fear. And like I said, fear of failure, fear of getting it right, fear of having to do the hard things, fear of failure, fear of what people will think about you, fear of all these things that keep us from taking that action. But when I posted that picture about my daughter jumping off that bridge, or that thing, all the hype in the world, you see people trying to do this. Come on, you got this, you can do it, just jump. It's okay, you can do it, nothing to be afraid of. And they're like, I know, it's nothing to be afraid of. I just gotta jump, you're right. No, you're right. If I could just jump, then everything will be okay. All right. Okay. Yep. And I'm like, everybody's standing up there. And we're like, all right, boys, come on, jump, baby. We're cheering you on. We're like, jump. And here they are still. Right? It's because they don't have that control over their body to make their body do the thing, right? Because it doesn't matter. After a while, you get the mindset and you say, okay, I want to jump off of here. I came all the way to Jamaica. I want to cliff jump, right? So you got the mindset and you're like, I want to do it, but you got to do it. And then they say, well, how do you guys do it? How do I get myself to do it? Right? Like, I don't know what else to tell you. My dad told me the same thing, and it should change my life forever. And this is this experience that I'm talking about right now. I was in Jamaica. I was on vacation. I was like 12 years old. Never been to anything like this. And we're doing 100-foot cliff jumps. And there's people out there, and everybody's doing a cliff jump, and I see them all going, and I want to do it. It looked like fun. But I've never jumped off a fucking cliff before in my life. So I was terrified. I was fucking terrified. And my dad's trying to hype me up, and I'm trying to get there, and I'm watching all these other kids have fun, and I see everybody else doing it, and I'm like, come on, Dad, how do I want to do it, but I'm so afraid. And he's like, he looks me square in the fucking eyes, and I'm looking at, and there's like a little runway, right? And so I'm like 100 feet off this runway, and my dad's like, look at me, son, look. You just have to do it. And I'm looking at him like, you just gotta do it. And he's like, I'm sorry, son. Like, Nike hit it. He didn't say the Nike part, but he was like, they smacked the stuff. You just got to do it. You just got to go for it. And I remember I was looking him square in the eyes, and he's just looking at me dead as I'm looking at you now. He's like, you just got to go for it. And it just kind of clicked right there that I realized that he's right. The only way I get my body off of this fucking cliff is if I just run and I just jump. I can't think about it anymore. I can't ask myself questions. I got to make the action. I got to do it. And so I took off. And I told myself the whole way, I said, just don't stop running. Don't stop running. Don't stop running. Don't think about jumping off the cliff. Don't think about it. Just the time for thinking is over, motherfucker. You thought it all the way through. Everybody else survived the jump. Now you need to do. And so I did that. I just ran and I ran and I ran. And next thing you know, the ground runs out and you're like, oh shit. And then you get that whole feeling of fear that you were worried about and everything. I'm about to die. You hit the water. You bounce up to the top. I can't wait to do that again. I sprint to the fucking top, and now I'm jumping off all day. Pow, pow, I'm cannonballing. Pew, I'm backflipping off this motherfucker. I'm like having competitions with the other kids to see who could jump further and higher and all this shit, right? Doesn't matter how much my dad sat there for an hour and a half, 45 minutes trying to coach me off that fucking ledge. You know what I mean? Mindset, I talk to people daily about mindset. It's not mindset. That's why I'm grind gang too. Because if you want to change your life, there's two ways to do it. I tell you all this all the time. It's a mindset change or it's a habit change. Period. You could still have a shitty mindset and still get your ass up and go do. You could still jump off the cliff and be afraid at the same time. You could be terrified and still just force yourself to jump off, force yourself to work out, force yourself to eat the right food. Just do it, right? Some people do it that way. My brother's a disciplined monster. When he decides he's going to do it, it doesn't matter how hard. He doesn't play games in his mind. He just does it. And he gets the result. His brain kind of follows his body in line, and he says, all right, that's the way we're going to go. So that's kind of what I did yesterday, setting the date. Yeah, you just got to go for it, right? Right? We could talk about it all day long about when the right time to move and all this stuff, and you can deal with your mindset for so long, but guys, it's always going to come down to brass tacks. And so that's what I'm saying today too. You know, as I look at myself and I say, man, I got all these amazing ideas. Like, I know how to find happiness, right? Period. But how come I have a hard time finding it yesterday? If I know so much about finding it, how come sometimes I don't get the result? Right? How come sometimes I say I'm gonna do a project and I'm gonna put the project out and shit, and you know me, I'm grind gang, I'm super motivated, and I'm excited, and I say I'm gonna do this, but then it never comes. Why'd that happen? Right? It's because it's action. You can say it all day long, but it's going to be day-to-day action that's going to add up to whether it actually comes out, is what you said it was going to be or not. And so too many times we get lost in the big idea of it, you know? The big idea of it, the big idea of my business, the big idea of my book, the big idea of whatever, my dream. And it's overwhelming. Really, honestly, you think it's inspiring. It's not. It's overwhelming. Like, when I think of myself in 10 years, I'm terrified because I'm not that guy yet. Like I said, 10 years ago, if you told me I was going to be the guy I am today, that I wouldn't play video games, that I'd work out every day, that I eat healthy, that I would be talking to people about positive mindset and shit, I would be fucking terrified because that kid didn't know anything about that. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't think about that, honestly. I thought about it day by day. I said, well, you know, this sucks about me. You know, I didn't think about being a coach, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to learn everything there is to know so that way I can help everybody else. And no, I was like, my shit fucked up here, man. Like, my body's fucked. I'm sick. And I'm trying to go to these doctors, and these doctors are making me more sick. I was like, I got to find some other way to heal my body. I could keep going to these doctors, and they'll keep killing me. Or I could just, and so I did. I went out and I found something. I was like, man, you know what? How I eat all this sugar. I was eating, dude, I don't even want to get into what I was eating back then. It was bad, bro. Bad. I had MRSA too. And so MRSA kind of plays tricks on your mind and makes you eat a lot of sugar because it feeds off of sugar. And so I was eating like pounds of chocolate at a time and just ungodly amounts of sugar. How could you possibly ask your body to be healthy under those conditions? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same thing. If I stress you out to the max, if I make you stay up for 26 hours straight, how can I ask you to perform at your best? But we do that. We do that, right? We don't go to bed on time. We get 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, 6 hours of sleep, and then we expect our bodies and our mind and our spirit to perform at tippity top shape. I don't know how we can do that. I don't, you know, like I said, cause and effect. I don't see how we can ask that of ourselves if we have not built that in ourselves, right? Same thing now when people say, well, I want to find the motivation. You don't need motivation. You need daily action. You need to do something different. Like, every day you have habits. We all do. We're routine animals. You do the same thing daily. Everybody does. 80% of your day is the same. I know it to be a fact. I don't care who you are. Even if your day is traveling from place to place to place, doing crazy events or something, then you have a schedule of doing that often, and it's not like, you know what I mean? 80% of the time you're doing what you usually do. So you need to look at what you usually do, see the results you're getting. If you look at the results and say, I don't like the results I'm getting. If you look in the mirror, you gotta be honest, right? You just gotta be fun. But the people don't want to be honest because they feel like they don't have any control. I'm telling you, you do have control. So get honest, because as soon as you get honest, then you can get control and you can do the shit you need to do, and you can be gone. You can be better. It took me so long to figure this shit out. It'll take everybody listening to this way past this conversation to figure this out. But the more we do it, the more I figured this out, the more I pushed myself this way, the more I realize it is the way. So much so that now I'm obsessed with that. I try to tell my Jessica all the time, I'm like, dude, we got to figure out how to build a time management strategy. You know, so many times I do coaching sessions. You know how many times people show up late? 30 minutes late, 20 minutes late, 15. I spaced out. I've done this too, but why? Because you don't even schedule shit. People don't even have a schedule. I've been talking to people all the time. Let's hang out. And I'm like, yeah, when? Oh, you know, whenever we get around. What are you talking? I'll never get around to it. I'm always doing something. I'm always trying to make sure my time is being used to some, even if I'm scheduling some fucking kickback time. That's why I was pissed off yesterday. It wasn't like a scheduled time where I was like, oh, I'm gonna relax. I just felt tired, you know, and I have a hard time accepting rest. So that's just a personal challenge, right? That's not everybody else's challenge. That's my challenge. Some people need to get the fuck off that rest train, you know what I mean? Do something to earn their rest, right? But you can be on the other side too, where some people you don't accept rest and you burn yourself out. So I got to be careful on that end. But daily action, though, you know, I had to get grips. Even now, I feel like I've hit another stride, like a sixth gear lately, and that's because I removed video games from my life. You know, video games were, even after all of this, even grind gang and stuff, I was still very gripped by video games. I loved them. There's just like the funnest thing I could think about doing with my time. Even other people like to travel the world and do, I don't know, you know, we're all into whatever the fuck we're into. I'm like World of Warcraft isn't my game, but you'll understand that, like, I'm a World of Warcraft nerd. My game was actually League of Legends, and I was addicted to that game, if I'm just being honest, for like what, 5-6 years of my life maybe. And so I still did a lot. I was doing a lot, and it was cool. I was still hella grind gang. I still moved out to LA and did all this stuff, but still there every day, about 2 to 4 hours, depending on what type of day I had. Or some days I didn't play at all, but dude, it was there though, and it was using my time. And then when I started looking at the results I was getting, and I was like, man, how come I'm not finishing these projects, and how come I'm not going as fast and as far as I want to go at the time that I want to go? I had to acknowledge that. I said, well, 4 hours a day on video games? Like, the fuck you think what you think was gonna happen? You know, like, when did you think you was gonna get this done exactly? Like, when did you ever think you was gonna learn this new thing, or finish this video project, or start this blog, or like, when were you gonna do that? You only got 24 hours, so. But that's how we do our life. We sit there and we watch that Netflix shit, and we fucking play them games and shit, and be like, man, one day I'm gonna do some amazing shit with my life, man. I'm gonna be brilliant, man. I'm gonna change the whole, they don't even know about me yet, man. I got this super strong, fierce mindset that's gonna fuck them up, and it's just, one day I woke up and I said, you know what? You're right. You're so great. You're so talented. You got all this knowledge. You can help millions, but if you died today, Rod, if you got hit by a bus today, you know what they would say at your funeral? He was a good League of Legends player. That's what they would have said. He was a good father, a good husband, and he played a fucking mean game of League of Legends. Because it's not about what I think I am. It's not about all the ideas I have or the brilliance I could be. It's about what am I doing. And what I'm doing was playing those games. And so I let that go. You know what I mean? I let that go. Not because I had to. Not because, you know, like, this is a personal choice. I'm not telling you put all down in all your video games, and it depends on you and your goals and how much you want to achieve and what you're doing with your day and your life. But if you are somebody and you're looking at yourself and you're saying, I'm not getting the result I want, right? Okay, well then you gotta do something. So I say I'm not getting results. I'm getting some results, but I'm not getting the results. Why am I not getting the results? Is it because I'm stupid? No, it's definitely not that. Is it because the law of attraction doesn't work for me? Probably not the case either. Is it because I'm broke or poor or didn't have the right opportunities? I can't honestly say that about myself either. So what is it? It's probably 99.99999% of the time something you're doing or not doing. Something you're allowing to happen or not allowing to happen. Something you're holding on to or refuse to let go, or won't grab onto something new, right? It's going to be you. It's what you're doing or not doing that is mostly creating this situation for you. Like I said, whether or not the weather is sunny or rainy today has little to do with your production today and what you're gonna do today. That will depend on you. So that's why this has helped me. I'm gonna leave you guys with all this, but this has helped me tremendously. You might not always have both. You know, you might not always be able to get a hold of that mindset. So you just need to do some different shit. You know, hang around some different people, move to a different state, start a new workout routine or anything. Take a different action than you're taking now to try and go to the school, see if you can get the degree, try and get that job promotion, whatever it is, right? But you gotta do something different, because in the end, that's what it's all gonna come down to. Even if you get yourself all pumped up and hyped up, people are like, I need the motivation. Once you get the motivation, then what are you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna do it. Right? Same as the running off the thing. Once you overcome your fear, what do you gotta do? Oh, you still have to jump off the cliff. So just jump the fuck off and figure it out on your way down, right? It seems to work that way. I know it's terrifying and all those things. It really is. And the only reason I don't sympathize with that is because I'm on the other side. Like 10 years ago, I was like, my video games, though. Life isn't worth living without my video games. You know how we all do, right? You know, this is everything I have. I can't let this go. I do something different. No. And so I finally was like, all right, we just got to do it. Put it down. Knuckled through. About 3 days later, now I'm just like, I really just want to make this furniture. It's funny how I love video games still, but I was really just stuck in the habit, you know? I was really just, it's kind of like that. You tend to just do what you're already doing. And so, you know, I was doing the games, and like I said, it was hard to let them go. And so once I finally did, you know, I went through that little withdrawal period. That happened all of about a week. And then I really started just going super hard. I was like, man, I have all this time all of a sudden. I was like, let me do this, let me do that, let me do this, let me do the furniture thing. We can start bringing in some extra income and blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like in love with the furniture thing. I'm like, this is kind of more fun than the video games, if I'm being honest, because you get to do this before and after bit, and then I get to get paid and all these things. It just makes it exciting. And so now I miss, video games, but that's the funny thing about life is they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Like, they'll still be there when the time is right for them, once I've accomplished all these things that I want to do and really got to a place where I feel more comfortable giving some of my time to those things. I'll give it back to those things, That's the funny thing about life, man, is none of these things are going anywhere. Netflix is not shutting down tomorrow, I promise you. It's gonna be here. They're gonna come out with a new awesome show. They're gonna, There's gonna be new events to go see. They're always gonna be doing concerts. They've been doing concerts for 100 years or so. Longer than that. I think they've been doing live events since the dawn of man. So the idea that these things are like, you gotta do them right now and always is like, it's not. It's a fallacy in your mind. Those things are what these people use out here. They're the tools that people use to keep you distracted, keep you weighed down, keep you stuck in a cycle of making other people rich. It's just really what it comes down to. You're either producing or you're consuming, right? We all need to do a little bit of both. That's why I love art. You guys buy my shit, I buy your shit. It's fun, right? We all get to live, and we all get to do what we want to do and have fun. But some people they've turned their production, they don't give a fuck about their production. They only care about their consumption, right? I'll do things I absolutely hate to produce so that I can consume, right? And my whole mindset today will be, how do I consume more or better things or fancier things or whatever? How do I consume? Rather than, what are you producing? Do you appreciate your work? Do you appreciate the time you're investing? Is that because you're going to invest your time regardless, right? It's either in video games or it's in furniture or it's, right? You're going to do something anyways. But those things that you're doing, what benefit are they really bringing you? And when you really start to ask yourself and you really dig into it, you're right. At first it's, well, they bring all kinds of benefit. But the more you ask yourself, well, why am I missing out on all these benefits? You realize that it's benefit cost analysis. Like, they've been bump up. Every time you choose something, you're unchoosing a bunch of other things. This is just, like I said, we only have 24 hours. So for every hour you choose something, you've just unchosen a million other things that you could have done within that hour, right? And so it always comes down to that. What are you choosing to do with your time? And that will be the actual manifestational, creational energy. The more time and effort you give to something, the more it'll grow. And this is anything. You want to fix your health. This could be body health, and you want to get more body health. You want to be stronger, fitter, healthier, beat cancer, anything, right? A lot of those things benefit from having a healthy lifestyle, from eating healthy foods, from working out a little bit, right? All those things benefit from that. Nothing I just named, cancer, diabetes, any of these things, heart disease, all that stuff, none of those things are hurt by the idea of you breathing and circulating blood flow, okay? You can overdo it, but I guarantee you a 30-minute walk a day is good for you. There's just no way it's not. So if you want benefits in those areas, you gotta do that. It's just flat out. If you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. That's fine, right? That's fine. That's fine. If you're getting all the results, like me, for example, I don't got no body goals, right? I'm big chilling. I'm healthy. I look great. I work out sometimes when it's fun and if I want to, but this idea that I like, the results are fine, right? Why would I, and as a matter of fact, I'm taking energy and time away from that. I'm like, less working out, man. Less all that. You got plenty of that. Like, we need to come over here and work more on our production and our grind gang and starting Grind Gang University and getting our funds up and getting ready to move to Vegas. So focus more on that. Put more daily invested energy in that. So I have to unchoose the working out shit. You feel me? So it always come down to the actions, guys, and that's the basics for me, man. You want to change your life today, you don't even need to know what you're doing. You really don't. You don't even need to know the right answer. People are so long, they just sit stuck, like looking for that magic thing that they could just, what you're looking for is certainty, really. It's like you want to know that this is going to change your life for the better completely, and you want it to work the first time, and you want it to be easy, so you want to just grab that and go. Wrong. It's just not, it's never going to work that way. If you want to change your life, you don't even need to know anything. Just start doing a bunch of different shit. Bro, I picked up cameras. I picked up everything on my way to Rodtheplanter. I was like, man, I'm going to paint. Oh, y'all making music over there? all right, this is not my thing, y'all. You know what I mean? Like, after a couple weeks of trying to make some songs, I was like, you know what? I'm playing myself. This isn't even fun. Like, learning this isn't even fun, right? But certain things did stick, like videos, right? Like, I started making them videos, and I couldn't stop making those videos. And I was like, man, how do I make better videos? And I started wanting to figure it out, and I wanted to get more equipment. And next thing you know, now I'm Rodtheplanter movies, and I'm making these videos and shit, and that's dope, right? It's not my life's calling. I really want to be this guy more than I want to be that guy, but I love that I have that skill. That skill helps me be this guy better, right? So just get out here and do some shit. Just, if you're not liking what you're doing now, it's just not working. I guarantee you this much, and I will leave you with this, I promise. If you don't like what you're getting from the things that you're doing right now, I guarantee you look back and you realize that you didn't choose the things you're doing, right? You just started doing them. So, in the case, right now you're unhappy with your job. I bet you just got into that job because you needed to pay your bills, or you just had to find a job, any job. And so you just grab that job, and then you end up in that job, right? So most of the time when we're unhappy with the results we're getting, it's because we never chose our actions in the first place. So if you want that to change, it could be just as simple as changing new actions. Say, you know what? Fuck this fucking job. I'm fucking tired of this job. Why do I keep doing this job? I'm finding a new job. That's my new thing now. I'm finding a new job. And everyone's like, oh, but it's such a good job, and we get paid so much money, and how are you ever gonna just, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't know. Maybe, you're right, maybe I'll end up with a shittier job, and then I'll leave that one until I find a good job. But the idea that I'm just gonna sit here in this job that I hate because I'm afraid of what happens next, you get stuck there forever. I would still be in the military with that mindset. We would never have had a Rodtheplanter with that mindset. Everybody was like, you'll be a military brat forever, man. You're good at it. I was like, I can't, man. There's other things out here for me. I don't know what they are yet, but I gotta go find them. It's not this, you know? And I went looking, and I found myself here in this beautiful place doing things I fucking love with my beautiful family and my dog. Oh, I know. We're enjoying it, aren't we? Yeah, I found my way here. All for making that choice, man. I was just like, you know what? I gotta do something different, man. I gotta do something different. So, all right, I love you all, man. I hope you have the best day ever. Hey, Ben, my big boy, Ben, what's up, bro? Speaking of people from back in the day, my mans. What's up, boy? I hope you living and loving your life over there across the pond. Man, miss you guys, bro. I hope you're doing good, man, for real. All right, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you very soon. Peace.